Hi guys, it's Victoria, and I just wanted to come on and do a quick follow-up video to our name reveal. In that video, I revealed the name for our third baby, our second daughter, but I wanted to sort of explain the name, where we came up with it, and also I thought I would tell a quick story of how we named our other two children. So we have a Noah and Alexandria, and our third baby's name will be Lydia. Um, Noah, the name, his first name, was just a name we really liked, and we decided on it long before I was pregnant. Matthew and I are kind of funny in that we decide on names really easily. Not like most people. Like we have a little bit of a list the second time for girls, but other than that, we have had our names picked. Boy names are easier for us. Like I think we could have like 5 boys and have them all named. Girl names we had to discuss a little bit more, but both times we came to a decision really easily. So with Noah, it was just a name that we really, really liked. At the time, we didn't realize quite how popular it was. Now it seems like wherever we are, whatever playground we're at, whatever activity we do, there's always like at least one other Noah. So he will probably be one of those Noah last initial kids when he's in school, but that's okay. We still love the name. And Noah's middle name is Michael, and Michael is Matthew's uncle's name, so we picked it because of that. Then with Alexandria, we had a harder time coming up with a girl name. We had a boy name picked, but it wasn't a boy. So I liked the name Alexandra, and then Matthew really liked Alexandria. So I conceded and let him have the extra syllable that makes it the world's longest name. But I do think it's a really pretty name, and I call her Alexandria. Matthew sometimes will call her AJ because that's her initials. My dad calls her Allie. I sometimes will call her Allie, but usually I call her Alexandria. And to be honest, the name she gets probably the most, probably even more than Alexandria, is Baby. And I know that's like kind of a bad nickname, but it's just kind of something that has stuck. Like Noah, when Alexandria was born, and even now has a hard time saying Alexandria. So he always called her Baby. And I think because of that, because we were often talking about her to him, we started calling her Baby too. Like, where's Baby? And so now we sort of address her as Baby a lot of the time. And I always joke that I understand now how Baby in Dirty Dancing got her nickname. So my guess is it'll probably wear off as she gets older. I think it would honestly be really cute if Noah like always called her Baby. I think that would be really cute. But I do try to call her by her full name as much as possible. And I'm sort of one of those people that I'm of the mindset that if you want to call your child by a nickname, just name them that nickname. Like my name's Victoria, and I went by Vicky until I was in high school probably. My parents called me Vicky from the time I was born, and I never liked it, mostly because I think Victoria is such a pretty name. So when I got to high school, I started to tell people my name was Victoria. When the teachers would ask me if I went by Vicky, I would say no. And it took me years to really transition out of Vicky. And even now, some like really old friends and some family members will still call me Vicky every now and then. So my hope with Alexandria is that if we call her by her full name, that when she gets a little bit older, if she wants to go by a nickname, that's totally fine. There's tons of options for Alexandria. But I want her to sort of be able to make that decision, or her friends to sort of come up with a nickname. So for now, most of us call her by her full name. And as for the meaning, again, it was just a name we really liked, but it did have some special meaning once we sort of thought about it. My grandfather's middle name was Alexander, and my good friend's middle name is Alexandra, and then my other good friend, her name is Andrea, so the Alexandra combined with Andrea kind of made Alexandria, and that's not why we picked it, but it was sort of a neat coincidence. And her middle name is Jane, and that is my middle name. It was my aunt who passed away. It was her middle name. It was like 2 great grandmothers' middle names. So it's, you know, a family name. It's a common middle name that's sort of just been passed down. So now Lydia, again, is just a name that we both really liked. some of the names that I liked Diana, I liked Clara, I liked Rebecca, I liked Catherine. We really like pretty sort of classic names. We like biblical names. And I know Alexandria is a bit of a stretch because it's not a person in the Bible, but it is a place in the Bible. So we kind of stretched that one and made it work. There's not as many girl names in the Bible that we liked. I like names that end in "a," like Victoria and Noah and Alexandria and Lydia. Sorry, Matthew. So that was sort of something that I was sort of looking for. The boy name that we had picked out from before Alexandria was Elijah, and I still love that name, and I'm really sad that we probably won't be able to use it because this will probably be our last. But it was my great grandfather's name, and the middle name would have been Brian because that was my father-in-law who passed away. That was his name. And the only reservation we had with Elijah is that some people pronounce it Elijah with like a hard J, and we liked it with the softer J, sort of like in like je m'appelle if you speak French. So Elijah. And I know some people do pronounce it differently, but that wasn't something that was going to stop us from using it. It was just something that we sort of talked about. So that was her boy name. But with Lydia, I have a friend who has a little girl named Lydia, and she's a good friend now, but sort of a newer friend. And when I first met her and her daughter's name is Lydia, and I remember mentioning it to Matthew, and we both really liked it, so we'd kind of settled on that name. And then this girl and I have got to be closer friends, so when we found out it was a girl, I talked to her about it and just made sure that she would be okay with it, and she thought it was great. So we sort of settled on the name, and then we found out that Matthew's great grandmothers on both sides, like on his mom's mom and his dad's mom's mom, were both Lydia, which we didn't know. So that's really kind of cool. So that just solidified the name for us. And then the middle name is Bell, just Bell, which is my mother's middle name and was my grandmother's maiden name. So in that way, we're sort of honoring both sides of the family. So Lydia Bell will be our third baby. So those are sort of the background stories to our 3 children and our 3 children's names. So hopefully you enjoyed that story, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!